Welcome to ACTV Newsmakers, on location today at the Henry J. Hyde Neighborhood Resource Center on Michael Lane. Recently, the Addison Police Department conducted a neighborhood watch meeting here for the Michael Lane community. This was an opportunity for residents within the Michael Lane area to meet with the staff and crime prevention officers from the Addison Police Department. They also heard a presentation from staff at the Addison Consolidated Dispatch Center about law enforcement and crime prevention services offered here in Addison. Coming up, we will speak with Chief Roy Selvik from the Addison Police Department about the Neighborhood Watch program, the importance that it offers to law enforcement in the community, and a new system and service that is available to the residents of Addison, taking place here at the Henry J. Hyde Neighborhood Resource Center. We're now speaking with Roy Selvik, Addison's Chief of Police. We are at the Henry J. Hyde Neighborhood Resource Center. Chief Selvik, can you tell us what event is happening here today at the Henry Hyde Resource Center and why the police department's involved in this activity today?
I sure can, Don. So tonight we're hosting another neighborhood watch meeting. We try to do several of them throughout the year in various locations throughout town, areas that we've identified as maybe needing a little more police assistance, some information to the residents, maybe depending on calls for service. So what happens is we meet with our crime prevention unit and we formulate a plan to get information out to the residents to say, hey, we're going to have a neighborhood watch meeting. It's an opportunity for you to come out, meet with the police department. We'll give you a presentation on some things that we know that are going on in the area, as well as listen to your concerns and also try to find out some information from the residents as well.
Mm-hmm. How has the Neighborhood Watch program evolved and probably changed? This has been in Addison for decades. Addison has a long-standing history of this program in various neighborhoods, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. But what have you seen change in the area of community policing and being proactive within specific neighborhoods, such as where we're at today?
What has changed is the amount of community policing we've been doing. As law enforcement evolves, so do we, and we try to adapt to the needs of the community. The needs of the community really are they want to know their police officers, they want to know their police department, they want to be able to reach out and they want to be able to talk to someone and say their concerns and what's going on. Some of the other things we've seen are changes in technology, and obviously social media, that is a big one. We encounter that quite a bit in the schools. We encounter that in a number of calls that we go on. And it's a great tool to educate the public and to have the public work with us on what they're seeing on social media and information that's out there. And believe it or not, a lot of the intel that we get with potential problems that happen in a community has been posted somewhere on social media. People, believe it or not, love bragging about the things that they're out there doing and shouldn't be doing. We don't always see that, but a lot of times residents will see that, and this is a good chance for them to talk to us about it. So
social media has its good parts and bad parts, especially in the law enforcement community. You can get information, but then you're also trying to track things that may be going on. And do people use social media to reach out to the police department, for example?
They do. A lot of people are, especially kids, are very familiar with social media. The days of you and I growing up, and we used to call each other on the phone or even text messages. Even text messages are going away. What we're seeing with a lot of juveniles nowadays is they're comfortable with social media. They're not necessarily comfortable picking up the phone and calling and saying, "Hey, this is going on in my neighborhood." They want to post about it on social media. So we try to reach out to them on a platform that's comfortable for them. We give them several different options, several different ways to communicate with us. We leave them with enough information today that they can go back out in the community, be another dozens of additional eyes and ears for us, and the chance that we can hopefully prevent something from happening in this neighborhood. We have a very good police department. We have a very proactive police department, but the problem is we can't be everywhere all at once. And there's a lot of streets in town. There's a lot of calls for service that happen. We get a lot of emails and a lot of phone calls about things that are going on. So this is a great way to really triple, quadruple the amount of eyes and ears that we have out there. In addition to the police officers that are going around, if we can empower the residents to monitor their own neighborhoods a little bit in their own communities and report back to us, it is a tremendous help for both sides.
Would you like to speak about the new system that you've implemented at the Addison Police Department? Using technology rather, to reach out to people who perhaps may have had to report a crime or have had some other contact with law enforcement and what you've just recently rolled out in Addison?
I'd be happy to. So we recently partnered with Addison, which is a leading company in law enforcement technology, equipment. We partnered with them initially with equipment for deploying body cameras. We've changed out a number of our technological systems with fleet cameras, interview rooms, but we've also taken advantage of some things that they have to offer in the way of reaching out to the community through technology and through different databases. One thing we've used is we've created a QR code on a business card. So now instead of the days of officers going around carrying a backpack full of various forms and papers and, you know, hey, you need information on identity theft, well, here's a packet on it, you know, and you need information on domestic violence, here's a packet on it. You need information on, you know, how to obtain a FOIA, here's some, you know, sheets of paper to carry around with you. We've tried to simplify this a little bit, and what we've done is we've made everything electronic. And we've created a QR code that they can simply scan from their phone, and they're presented right away with 10 of our most popular items to choose from. FOIA requests, need for social services, how to obtain information for order protections, information on domestic violence, and so on. So they simply scan it, and then they can just jump on that web page and they can click on one of the 10 links for more information. Something else we've done by taking advantage of the system is from now on, when residents call 911 for services from our officers, not for every call for service, but a number of them, say a neighbor dispute, what'll happen is after the call, they'll get a link sent to their cell phone, which is done through our computer-aided dispatch. And what'll happen is it'll give them a chance to jump on a survey and tell us how our officers did on that call. Comes back to us in a format created through Addison, where they can provide us information on how our officers are doing, and then we can look at that and find ways to improve on our police department.
Finally, Chief Selvik, talk about the service you're able to provide in this community. It's very cohesive. It has the neighborhood resource center located here. You have officers here this evening who are speaking Spanish, and your staff here, the director, Kiki DeLuna, is speaking Spanish to these residents. This is primarily a community that would need additional language service, and they're able to get that here, especially at this meeting tonight. So that must be helpful that you're able to move past that challenge and you're able to get information to the residents who are attending the meeting this evening.
It is very helpful. It's very helpful having the center here. Kiki DeLuna, who runs the center, does a fantastic job. This center has been a gateway into the community, especially with juveniles. There's a lot of education that goes on here. There's a lot of crime prevention education that occurs just all day long. And it is a great tool for us to come in and meet with the residents, and we have a number of officers that are Spanish speaking that will also assist in doing presentations tonight. We recently just we hosted a class here for a number of community emergency response team members, Spanish speaking specifically. And we graduated that class recently, and what will happen with that group is when we have a major event in town, we have a disaster in an area, we have a flood in an area, they can then come out, and again, it triples and quadruples the number of eyes and ears that we have out there, and they will go out and they'll assist us knocking on doors, educating the community, passing out flyers, doing a number of different things to help the police department and to help the community.
Good. We've been speaking with Roy Selvik, Chief of the Addison Police Department. Chief Selvik, thank you for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Don.
From the Henry J. Hyde Neighborhood Resource Center, I'm Don Weiss. Thank you for joining us on ACTV Newsmakers.